What is going on, everybody? So, for those of you who may not know, I am on a team in Edison format for like events and stuff. It's just a really nice thing that exists in the game. You know, you can have teammates to test with, to play with, get along with. So, we organized this little internal tournament with just 16 of us. The first half is basically played in like round robins with four different groups, I think. So there's a group with me and three other people. We each have to play each other twice, and then the top two or the top half, advance to the final bracket. So I'm going to be showing off my matches from that. There will be six of them, obviously two against each of the three other players. For this event, I'm playing my Chaos Fairy list with Sky Scourge Enrise. And Snack, my opponent here, she's playing her Plant Rescue Cat Pot of Avarice Turbo deck, pretty much. As you can see, she's on an updated list with like 44 cards or something. It's pretty weird. I don't know exactly what's going on there, but that's what the state of that deck is. Anyway, I go set Raikou, and I do the classic Raikou Snipe back row, Caius Snipe monster, the sort of OG Edison format sack play going first. Here, hit in with the Caius first because I figure it might be a Raikou. And it is. So my Caius is going to die, hit for 19. We're in a pretty good spot. She's going to go summon Sangan, hit over, draw. I think I get mirrored here. I don't know, did she like sense the double honest or something? That was weird. I feel like I wouldn't have normally mirror forced there, but I get really tunnel visioned at this point in the game on like resolving my double honest. When I think I should have probably just vomited out this orange light earlier and dropped Enrise here. So that was probably a mistake. I think in general, I was a little bit too conservative with my orange lights in these matches because I'm always just like trying to save it for Monk for some reason, which I guess there's some logic to that, but maybe I should have just used it earlier, like set up my graveyard here, drop Sky Scourge Enrise, wouldn't be that bad, but I mean, maybe I'd have gotten blown out by the Debris Dandy or something, though. Anyway, this match like stretches on way longer than it should because I just get too focused on like I'm gonna draw a recruiter and win with double honest one shot, and it finally does happen. But I think probably should have just tried to do something before that. I was a little bit too stingy with my cards there. But anyway, it's gonna be fine in the end. We're going second here, but we draw a pretty good hand, so I'm not worried about too much. She goes for Sidra Caius. I just let this through. I'm being like super greedy here, and I'm just thinking like I can Caius her back, and then preserve and get some value out of this dim out. Here I think I 100% should have just orange lighted that Raikou, but I let it through, and I'm probably it was a big mistake I think, because we could have set up our grave more for Christia, and we could have had gotten value out of our dim alch potentially as well. Here I do orange light because that honest is my fourth fairy and I just need it to not get banished. But she's going to draw Monk. However, I do rip the Dust Shoot. I don't wait around to bait the MST, although that would have worked. But if I get Monk resolved on me here, I'm just screwed, so I just do it in standby. So I take the Monk. Very, very lucky top deck there by me. She's going to hit over. Now my Christie is set up, and I've seen her hand, so I know that I can play pretty aggressively here. There's no actual defense. There's just the smashing out the Christia, which, is good, but not good enough. I think, okay, she's going to make Cataster here, which I don't have a clean out to, and she gets some draws off Avarice, so this isn't a terrible situation for Snack either. However, she was up like a bunch of cards, and because of Christia, I am effectively back in it. So here I go for Christia again, and then I Caius the Cataster, because I got to get rid of that thing, right? I mean, there's just no other way around it. She draws Lone Fire, which is nice. It puts a 2800 on board, beats over the Caius, threatens the Christia. So I just set Dim Alch. I set Trooper. She's not hitting over anything. I tribute the Sidra to make my Christia alive. We just hit over. There's no Mirror Force or anything, so we're all good. We out the Dandy. She goes for a Blind Allure, which is going to allow her to find Sangan, so she's kind of in the clear there on that Blind Allure. But the Dandy is still going to get outed. I do find Decree, though. However, I know about the MST, so I just don't set it, but she just doesn't have anything more, so Crystal looping effectively going to steal that game for me. Alright, so that was one of the games against Snack. Here's the other one against Snack. I think she's going first here. Maybe I am going first in both of these, actually. Wow, going first with Dust Shoot. Okay, I Dust Shoot her immediately after that set, but her hand is insanely good and resilient to Dust Shoot in this situation, so doesn't really accomplish too much for me. There's still too many threats. I think I just go for the Caius here, but then the Caius is going to get met by a Titanial. And she has a Book of Moon, and I think she also sets it. So I just hit in. It's going to eat a book here, which is like whatever. Hits over. The Raikou is going to get eaten by the Caius. So I go for Decree, but it gets outed, which kind of sucks. Maybe I should have dropped Tragodia there. I summoned Trooper Mill. I want to try to get this Christie alive, but no luck. We still need to see some more fairies. It's a pretty good Caius draw, but getting my Trag Caius is just like not good. So I go for the Caius back, but there's a Bottomless, and I think I only have 3 fairies. So maybe I should have tried to Honest over first, honestly. Honestly, yeah. Because I doubt she would have mirrored there. I don't know. Maybe she would have, but if I'd gone for Honest first and then tributed, I've actually had Christie alive. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that would have worked. Maybe a slight misplay there by me. Anyway, we kind of just can't do anything in this situation, so we're waiting around. And I think she resolves an Avarice here, which, man, she draws Avarice a lot for a 44-card deck, let's be clear. But Cat is GG here, unfortunately. I don't have any Fader or Orange Light or anything. Kind of unlucky not seeing those because they're very good. Here, I make a super ballsy play, setting the Raikou with the My Body. Fortunately for me, she does it in the... Well, I don't know about incorrect order, but she does it in the order that's beneficial for me. I don't think she could have known that was there, but whatever. So we just summoned Dimmalk. Unfortunately, it's Deep Prison, which is like the worst thing it could have been. And Sangan's also a problem here. We have Gores, which we drew immediately after setting our like back row that we can't get rid of. So a number of things going very wrong here for me. I think I just Torrential here. Get Judgmented. And then she like blind spaces my return, which... Convenient that she did that before attacking, but not convenient that she did that in general. I have to Orange Light this Lone Fire just to make sure my wall is still there, but then she tops X Brain Control, kills me. So I think I got a couple rough breaks in that first match. Might have made a slight misplay in that one point, or in the second match, rather. I don't know. I forget what order they were in, but Snack's going to take that one, so I'm 1-1 versus Snack. Great games. Great play all around. I think there weren't a lot of mistakes on either side for sure, and definitely 2 cool decks. So that was fun. Here are my matches against Corinna. Corinna's playing like the Flamvel Zombie deck, I think. Yes. Okay. Oh, this was the match where this was probably the match where I drew the worst out of all the matches. This opening hand is just like disgustingly bad. Like we've got multiple Dimmalks and double Decree, just redundant Decrees as Sork, Fader, like no way to get any Dark Engrave. We kind of just get lucky on the Dimmalk. Maybe I should have summoned Dimmalk first and just gone for it. Because then I would have known not to set this Decree and I could have had like the live Gores. But here I just go for the draws, figuring that she will have a level 4. So she hits, I drop Fader. She could have Caius that Fader. So I just flipped the Decree preemptively in case of Solemn Judgment. Here, this is actually pretty good for me. We just hit in. But she's going to Brain Caius me back. Yeah, this actually looks like a pretty good situation now that I'm looking at it. So we dropped Tragodia. I should have just maybe stolen this Caius. Right? Or maybe I do steal the Caius. I think I do, actually. Yeah, okay, never mind. That was completely right. But the Book of Moon Mirror Force ends up being the just worst combination of things possible there for me. So maybe there was just nothing I could do because of that specific combination of back row. Yeah, I don't know. It was maybe just a bad break, but I had to add back Gores too. I could have added back Fader, I guess. So we're just going to drop the Gores and then she makes Darken, which is whatever. But now we kind of have no outs. So I just kind of try to dig, but don't find anything. I don't know. Feels like that game shouldn't have spiraled out of control so quickly, but I think that one turn where she had the Book of Moon and Mirror Force was just really bad for me. Maybe I should have held the Sork and not gone for the steal, but I feel like there's no way it's wrong to go for the steal in that situation. Anyway, we go for Caius here, which is pretty good. She hits in with Magician. I mean, this my hand's pretty good here in this game too, so it's looking pretty good for me. We hit another Caius. We're gonna need to get one of those back if we want this End-Rise to be live, probably. I'm gonna negate that. Okay, so we're just pitching the End-Rise then. I kind of get punished though because I draw the second Honest, and I would have been better just holding on to the End-Rise. Here, I know I can just like storm whatever, so I do it, and she just scoops there. So, yeah, pretty easy game number 2. Game number 3, I think this is like, what the hell is this hand, man? There's like 4 trap cards in Decree. Like, I only play 3 other traps or some shit. It's super weird. Anyway, she's gonna hit him with a Goblin. So this is gonna be obnoxious to deal with. I can't really like play into backer and then flip Decree because like, okay, I decided to do it anyway, just knowing that she probably has a Judgment or a Phoenix Wing or something to respond to it, so I can get multiple cards. But I do not Judgment that MST to preserve my Decree. Obviously, I decide my trap cards are more worth it. So she digs with the Lure, which is really good. I think I Solemn the Caius. Whew, maybe I shouldn't have done that. I don't know. Yeah, I think that was a misplay, honestly. Should have just let that Caius go through because it just gives me a bigger return play later, and I'm not in too much danger in terms of life. But maybe he was right. I don't know. We hit him for 14. I go for Caius here because I know they got a level 4 in hand here, obviously. So I'm going to burn for 1,000. Not a bad spot. She just summons this, goes for Book of Moon, which is like, whatever. Who cares? Okay, so here, I think I pitched the Honest, which was maybe right. We're like 1 fairy away. And we hit in. I think this next turn, some super unlucky shit happens. Like, oh yeah, she Mind Cons, and then it turns out to be the singular copy of Raikou I play my entire deck. And then she hits the Torrential Tribute, which is like my good back. So, like, a number of just terrible things went wrong there. And then I, like, draw Heavy Storm for turn here or something, and, yeah. So, a series of very unfortunate events leads to me dropping game number 3 against Corinna in match number 1 against Corinna. So, let's go to match number 2 against Corinna. Same decks, of course. I think she won RPS. Yeah, that's what happened. So, I found my Decree. I just go for it with DD Warrior Lady and get Mirror Forced. I hold the Decree because I want to get value out of Gores, obviously. She hits in. I think I drop Gores. Surely I drop Gores. Yeah, okay. And then she can just make Colossal Fighter. I go for the Brain Control to try and hit lethal, but she has Solemn Judgment. I don't really have a way of dealing with that, to be honest. She could have gone for game here. Wouldn't have worked because of Orange Light, but it's weird that she didn't go for it, honestly. The Caius is going to meet the Orange Light, but we just have nothing here. What am I doing? Cyber Dragon is kind of bad in this matchup. I think I take it out in post board, but we go for this. She hits my back row, which is kind of fine. I go for the draw 2, and I find Fader. What a sack. And then we draw Sork. Okay. We're getting some luck here. I decided to just summon this because the only thing I lose to is Rekindling. But she has Rekindling, so I do lose the duel there, but it ended up being a lot closer than it probably should have been based on how that mid-game went. So I was kind of proud of myself there. Anyway, game number 2, we're going to go Lure. Fire Dog's going to summon. She just sets both. I Storm, though. Heavy Storm, pretty good card. And we're going to Honest over the Fire Dog. So, I mean, we pretty much just won the duel right there with the Storm and everything. Very good cards. Very good cards. We have drawn well here, especially for this particular situation. We also find Crow, which can interrupt, like, a Mizuki or a Rekindling later. We go for Mindcon. And we try to attack for game. I think there's an enemy controller which stops her from dying, so getting rid of this Reaper is kind of going to be a challenge. So she just sets 2 bluffs, which does kind of stop me from going Brionac and just going for it, because if one of those is anything, I would get super punished, obviously. She goes for defense mode, Colossal Fighter. Here I'm going to summon DD Warrior Lady attack. I don't think any of these back would do anything, so I get rid of the Reaper, and then I get rid of that, and I Orange Light it, and I hit direct with the other Alex. So we're going to pull out game number 2. Just like a blowout start in that game, honestly. So we're going to go Warrior Lady into the Raikou, which is not great, but we have the Dust Shoot. I think I hold it here, and we get the absolutely iconic MST Chain Dust Shoot play, so that was really godly, actually, because we took the Zombie Master, which was, like, going to be super threatening pitching Mizuki to get back Goblin Zombie. Here we're going to Honest over the Fire Dog. She just sets Mizuki. She could have summoned that and hit over, which maybe she should have. What was I going to get back? Like a Warrior Lady or something? Yeah, I don't know. She probably should have just summoned and hit over. Her hand's super dead, though. I think I make a sort of weird misplay on one of these turns. Yeah, I go Bryo and then summon Christia, but I knew about Mindcon in her hand. So it was like, potentially, if she had another Dark, she could have, like, Mindcon, Brio Bounce, drop Dad. It would have been super bad, so I probably shouldn't have done that. I go End Phase Decree here. Not sure why I did that in End Phase. I mean, I guess it's fine. There's no reason not to just hold it here because Judgment's gone. But we're just going to drop Christia and hit for game, so I think I potentially kind of punted there, but she didn't use the Mindcon and go for it. Her hand was super dead, so there wasn't anything she could really do, but if she had drawn some good cards, I might have been in a bad spot for making that little misplay. I should have probably just preserved the Orange Light in that situation. So yeah. Those were the matches against Karuna. I went 1-1 against her as well. Here are the matches against Fen. Fen is playing her own version of the KFC Karez deck thing. You all know what it is. Surely if you watch this channel, you know. So I get Dust Shoot. God, I hate that card with a burning passion. Turn 1 Dust Shoot is not so good. I think if she just Wing Blasted there, I'd have scooped the game. So I feel like this one went a lot longer than it needed to, honestly. Because, yeah, I would just be drawing so dead for so long. But who knows. I draw Sangan, which is a nice draw. Maybe I should have just hit over a token there instead of giving her the extra card, but I don't know. I think at this point the game's looking kind of over. I searched Battle Fader just to try to like stay alive longer, but yeah, I'm going to get my Recruiter popped, which is, whatever. Maybe I should have held this Fader for like a turn. I don't know. I could have just held it, summoned Cyber Valley, but that would have been BrainCon or something. Here I'm going to chain MST on the one that I don't think is Phoenix Wing, and I do snipe it. So I'm able to get rid of it, but we're just dead here because we can't even stay alive with return. So game number 1, super unfortunate off the back of that going second, getting hit with Dust Shoot thing, which is just so devastating. Here we go for Caius. We know there's no Gores in her deck, so I just play into it. Worst case scenario, it's Tragodia, but it's not anything. She's going to go for Gadgetron. I brought in this Mirror, which was probably super bad. I don't think I should have brought this in at all. Mirror is just terrible against KFC, actually. Just side out your battle traps if you're ever in this matchup. Anyway, we're just going to go through all of our Fairies, try to get 4 for the Christia. Here I end up flipping the Decree. Maybe I should have just eaten that, because I would have been on 4 Fairies anyway, I guess. And then I could have had my own Mirror Force, although it wouldn't have worked against Gadgetron. Okay, one thing I need to touch on. These electric viruses are not here for machine decks. They're here because Dragons is, like, super mega pre against this deck, and you need some, like, insane blowout shit in order to make that matchup playable. But they just, like, happen to be a specific blowout card against these Gadgetron sort of decks, so Fen is unfortunately going to be on the receiving end of that. Gonna steal the Gadgetron with Electric Virus. Unfortunately, every one of her monsters was not Battle Recruiters or Dandelion. They were like things that generated advantage even under Christia. So don't get too much out of beating over all of them. And she's going to bounce my thing with the Grand Mole she searched. And we're kind of back to square one here under a Garden with a Gadgetron we can't really beat over. So we're going to have to go for Trag, take it. Drop the second Christia first because we have exactly 4. And then take it with the first Christia. So here we're in a pretty good spot. She goes for Torrential after getting rid of Decree, which is completely fine for me because it's just live off the top again. I mean, Christia is an insane card if there's one thing I've learned from playing this deck. Absolutely one of the most OP boss monsters in the format. So here we draw an amazing hand, honestly. Absolutely amazing. She goes for Dandy. Titania would have definitely been more threatening here. I guess But there is like Kurez and Debris, which are both just kind of dead if you go for a Titanial. So I do see the logic behind going for Dandy. I think it was probably the right call with the hand she had. We were gonna get to see it with Dust Shoot. KFC is pretty good against Dust Shoot because of your field spells are effectively monsters too, or like sort of, and you can't really rip those with Dust Shoot. So we're going to just torrential this right away, and I think Fen just passes. She could have gone for something there, but she chose not to. Here she is going to go for it. I decide to drop Tragodia and go for the steal on the Gadgetron, which is what we're going to do. We don't have any fairies with this weird-ass like handful of machine hate, so... I mean, it's hard to see how she wins this game without just like randomly gaming me, because... with like multiple Cyber Dragons, I think I played 2 Fortress too, multiple Cyber Dragons and the Electric Virus, it's just going to be impossible. And we do have a game shot here, unless this face down is a Wing Blast or Torrential, and it's not, it's Mirror Force. So she's going to die to the Caius Burn, and that is that match against Fen. Final match against Fen again, of course. We are going to, I think, go second. We're getting destroyed at RPS by Fen here. This is a pretty good hand, though. Yeah, this is a very good hand. We hit in, but Fen's hand is pretty good too. Yeah, she got the Storm to get rid of my Decree, which is a huge issue because her back row are so overpowered. It's Mirror and Torrential. We're gonna get Titanialed as well, so this is rough. We can't Caius or anything here. We do get a draw. Okay, here I think I made a significant misplay. What I should have done here is Raikou target like either a Driller or a back row. Probably just a back row, because we can hit over a Driller. Should have gone Raikou, target a back row, and then Orange Light negate. But I'm just like too tunnel visioned on trying to drop Christia somehow. So, yeah, that was a major throw. I think I definitely should have just used Orange Light there. Because here we end up setting it to try to get the 4th fairy, and we are able to survive with Battle Fader and kind of play into her field. But there's just too much shit here. I mean, we eat the Mirror Force, we go set Angel. So she hits in. I go for Valley to stay alive, which is definitely pretty nice in this situation. We end up drawing back into both Christias somehow. I don't know how that... I definitely shuffled from the Shining Angel, right? So we go get back Enrise, and then presumably we hit. We tribute for Caius, and then we Orange Light. Alright, I think this was a significant misplay as well. I should have Caius'd the Sangan to play around Torrential Tribute, because I do just lose now if it's Torrential Tribute, and it's Torrential Tribute, so I lose the duel. So a bit of a sequencing error there, kind of cost me the game. Probably, if I'd done that in the other order, I'd have maybe had a chance to play into that, and maybe not been punished for being so greedy with my Herald of Orange Light, or with my Christia, rather. But anyway, moving on to the next game, we are going to hit in. We're going to get Tragged. I don't think we have a great way of getting rid of that. Oh, I just decided to Orange Light it. Alright. In this hand, it's pretty clear I don't have any other fairies, so just use the Orange Light, whatever. We draw another Christia anyway. She's going to go Tribute Summon Gadgetron. And these tokens are an issue because they really complicate our ability to game shot with the Electric Virus. And Mirror Force is unfortunately like the worst thing that could have been, so... We are going to go for Fader, because I suspect I'm going to die if I don't go for Fader. And I think, based on Fen's hand, I'm correct. So we do go for the Fader. We summon the we summon the Alk, and we hit in. Maybe I should just use this for just to like get it out of the way, but then that would telegraph the Gore super hard, and she would play around it, so I don't know. She can hit over both my guys. She does it. The order didn't matter, because I was going to get back Fader either way. Here we have 4 fairies, though. How did that happen? We somehow, with Orange Light, we got to 4 somehow. Oh, no, the Alk was the 4th one. It really didn't seem like we had 4 so far, but I guess there were. Anyway, we're going to hit in with our stuff. I decided to leave the Rat because I could Mind Con Orange Light it. In this situation, I'm like, I don't know, maybe I should have done that. It is weird, though, because I'm going to die if she has Brain Control here. But there's a lot of times in Yu-Gi-Oh! Where that's the case. Anyway, she's going to go Kurez, get rid of my Christie. I just add it back to hand because it goes to top and then you draw it, I think. I think it happens in that order. I'm pretty sure. So if I got that wrong, someone let me know. Anyway, we steal the Christia, or we steal the Kurez, with the Mind Con, and we steal the other thing with the second electric virus or something. This is getting cruel. And then I think you just make Mistworm drop Christia, and then attack for game. I think that was the clearest game shot, so we're going to pull out game number 2 with the dirty electric virus pre. God, it just feels so unfair, actually. Like, it's not even the intended target of the pre, but it is, like, really ridiculous. So I have the Decree here, which is insanely good, because there's an Iron Wall, and Iron Wall bodies this deck, obviously, but with the Chaos Monsters, the Warrior Lady, the Caius, even the Cyber Valley, so Iron Wall is a major issue, and she's going to be able to drop it as well now. So it's not necessarily great. I do have the Trag with the Christian hand to steal that Gadgetron again, which Gadgetron is at this point playing for my team more than it's playing for Fenn's team, I think. So anyway, she summons another one. She goes hit over. And I think she must have flipped that to, like, preempt an N-Rise drop, although we don't have enough fairies. Maybe preempting Sork, but she could just flip it into Sork. I actually don't know. Maybe she should have just held this, because now I feel completely safe going for Brain Caius, whereas maybe it could have been like a Torrential or something. I don't know. But we just go for the Caius anyway. She's going to make a Titanial, hit over my Caius. However, if we draw a Light Monster, we win, and we do. We momentarily forget about face-up Iron Wall. So we're going to win with the Honest over the Titanial and the Gadgetron indirect. So I finished this series off 4-2, which was enough to qualify and move on into the next round. So expect to see the second half of this tournament going up whenever the hell we do that. I don't know when it's going to be. I think we're waiting on the other groups to finish and stuff, but might do an updated deck profile on this list as well when I get back home from the holidays, so be sure to look out for that as well. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like, leave a comment. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.